Welcome back to RFCoins. Could be worth a whole lot more than just 1 cent. Yes, you heard that right. Some of these pennies have been selling for hundreds, even thousands of dollars. In today's video, we're going deep into the story of the 1976 Lincoln cent, its surprising history, the rare variations you need to look for, and why collectors today are paying up to $585.5103 or even more for certain versions of this coin. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just want to check your coin jar. This is RFCoins, and we're about to uncover the hidden secrets of one of America's most iconic coins. Let's dive right in. The year 1976 marked the United States bicentennial, 200 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence. While the quarter, half-dollar, and dollar coins featured special bicentennial designs to celebrate this milestone, the humble penny remained unchanged. But that doesn't mean the 1976 penny is ordinary. The Lincoln cent, featuring President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, had already been in circulation for nearly 67 years by 1976. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this portrait has remained one of the most iconic coin designs in U.S. history. On the reverse, we see the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to commemorate Lincoln's 150th birthday. Now here's the kicker. Even though it wasn't redesigned for the bicentennial, the 1976 penny still holds a special place in collectors' hearts. Why? Because of its errors, mint marks, and high-grade condition coins that have turned a simple cent into a small fortune. So what makes one 1976 penny worth just a cent, and another one worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars? Let's break it down. Mint marks, the rarest and most valuable, tend to come from the San Francisco Mint, especially in proof condition or with unusual errors. Coin grade: the condition of a coin plays a huge role in its value. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale, with MS 70 being a perfect coin. A 1976 penny in average circulated condition is worth face value, but one in mint state condition, especially MS 66 and above, can fetch $10, $100, or even more at auction. A flawless MS 67 red 1976 D penny once sold for over $7,000 at auction. That's right, $7,000 for a penny you might have in your pocket. Color and luster: collectors pay more for red pennies, which retain their original copper color, as opposed to brown or red-brown. The redder the coin, the more valuable it is, especially when paired with a high-grade. Error coins: here's where things get really interesting. Error coins from 1976 are hot items. Some examples include double die obverse die cracks BE errors, where a small die break between the letters B and E in Liberty looks like the letter I. If you find a 1976 Lincoln cent with one of these errors, it could be worth a lot more than just face value. Now let's talk about the current market value. As of today, a regular 1976 penny in circulated condition is still worth 1 cent. But here's where it gets interesting. A 1976 D in MS 67 red can bring $300 to $700. In 1976 S proof coin in PR 69 deep cameo red can fetch $100 to $300. Rare error coins can go for $500 or even over $1,000, and unique graded examples have seen auction results as high as $7,500. The coin market is hot, and collectors are always on the lookout for high-grade or unique examples. Right now, with the growing interest in collectible coins, the 1976 penny has become more desirable than ever. Even pennies with slight errors or high-quality surfaces are getting serious attention. So, how do you find one of these valuable pennies? Look closely at your everyday coins. You might have a treasure hiding in plain sight. The more original copper shine it has, the better. Examine the lettering, date, and Lincoln's face for doubling or other unusual features. A 1976 S or a well-struck 1976 D penny is worth paying attention to. If you believe your penny might be something special, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A small investment in grading can lead to a huge payoff if the coin comes back with a high grade. The 1976 Lincoln cent might look like a regular coin, but it carries stories, history, and potentially serious value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone curious about the coins in your pocket, the 1976 penny is one worth keeping an eye on. So next time you're about to toss your spare change into a jar, pause and take a second look. That penny from 1976 could be worth a whole lot more than you think. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to RFCoins for more deep dives into rare coins, hidden gems, and money-making finds from everyday change. Let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare 1976 penny or any other coin worth more than face value. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep collecting, keep learning, and keep searching for that next big coin treasure. Would you like a shorter version or want to include visuals and timestamps for YouTube editing too? Welcome back to RFCoins, the ultimate place where we dive deep into the world of rare and valuable coins. And oh boy, do we have a good one today. We're talking about the 1978 Lincoln cent. Yes, that small copper penny sitting in your pocket or old coin jar might just be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. That's right, not all pennies are created equal, and some of these 1978 Lincoln pennies have shocked collectors with their market value. In today's video, we're going to uncover the secret history behind the 1978 penny, what makes some of them so rare, why collectors are paying big bucks for certain versions, and how you can identify if you have a small fortune hiding in your collection. So grab your magnifying glass, sit back, and let's jump in. Let's rewind to the late 1970s. The year is 1978. The disco era is in full swing, the US is recovering from economic changes, and inflation is on the rise. But even in this fast-changing world, the penny, that humble 1-cent coin, remained a symbol of everyday commerce. The 1978 Lincoln penny was minted in massive numbers. Over 5.5 billion were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, and around 4.3 billion came from the Denver Mint. That's almost 10 billion pennies in total. But here's the catch: even though they were made in huge quantities, not all 1978 pennies are the same. You see, some of these coins have errors, variations, and even proof-like strikes that make them rare and extremely valuable today. The 1978 penny features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, a design that first appeared in 1909. On the reverse, we have the Lincoln Memorial, introduced in 1959, replacing the old wheat ears design. These coins were struck in 95% copper and 5% zinc, which makes them even more desirable today. Why? Because in 1982, the US Mint switched to mostly zinc pennies to cut costs. That means pre-1982 copper pennies like the 1978 edition are not just collectible, they actually contain more metal value than newer coins. That's right, just the copper inside a single 1978 penny can be worth nearly 3 cents today. Multiply that by a jar full, and you're already ahead. But wait, that's just the beginning. Now let's talk about the real money makers, the error coins and rare varieties. Some 1978 Lincoln cents have double dies, especially on the obverse where you can see doubling on the date, the word liberty, or in God we trust. If you find one of these double die pennies, you could be looking at hundreds of dollars, or more if it's in mint condition. Another valuable error is the off-center strike. These occur when the coin isn't aligned properly during minting. The more off-center it is, while still showing the date clearly, the more valuable it becomes. These can sell from $50 to over $300, depending on how dramatic the error is. Then there's the broad strike error, where the coin is struck without the retaining collar, making it spread out wider than usual. A high-grade broad strike 1978 penny can easily fetch $100 or more. Collectors also hunt for clipped planchet errors, where a piece of the coin is literally missing due to a mistake in the cutting process. These bizarre-looking coins are highly collectible and can go for $75 to $200. And don't forget the proof-like 1978 pennies. Although 1978 proof coins were only struck in San Francisco and should have the S mint mark, some brilliant uncirculated pieces from the Philadelphia or Denver Mint have a mirrored, shiny finish that makes them stand out. If graded by companies like PCGS or NGC, and found in near-perfect condition, these coins can be valued at $300, $500, or even higher. Now let's talk about the money part. What are collectors paying today? according to recent sales and market analysis, some 1978 Lincoln pennies have sold for as much as $5,000 or more. Yes, you heard that right. A mint state 1978 D Lincoln cent, graded MS67 plus read by PCGS, recently went for over $5,500 at auction. That's just one penny, folks. One single cent turned into $5,000 just because it was in pristine condition. High-grade coins with no visible wear, original luster, and clean fields, especially those graded MS66 or higher, can easily fetch $100 to $300, even without errors. Add a dramatic error, and the value skyrockets. So yes, even if a 1978 penny seems common, the right one in the right condition can make you a serious profit. Now you might be wondering, how do I know if I have a valuable 1978 penny? Look at the date. Is it clean and bold? Check for a mint mark. No mark means Philadelphia. D is Denver. Inspect for errors. Use a magnifying glass or loupe to check for doubling or off-center strikes. Weigh it. It should weigh around 3.11 grams. If it's significantly lighter, it might be an experimental or transitional error. Check the color. Bright red pennies in uncirculated condition are worth more. Get it graded. If you think you found something special, send it to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. So there you have it, friends. The 1978 Lincoln penny is more than just small change. It's a piece of American history, a copper gem, and in some cases, a serious investment. Before you spend or toss your old coins, take a second look, because you never know when a simple penny could be worth thousands of dollars. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare penny or if you're planning to check your coin jar today. We love hearing your stories, and if you enjoyed this video and want to see more awesome coin facts, values, and hidden treasures, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an update from RFCoins. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy hunting, and may your next coin be a rare one. Let me know if you'd like this turned into a video format with voiceover suggestions or a shortened version for YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels. Welcome back to RFCoins, the place where history, rarity, and value come together in one shiny little package, coins. Today, we're diving into a small copper piece that's been hiding in plain sight but could be worth a small fortune. Yes, we're talking about the 1979 D Lincoln cent. At first glance, it might just look like any ordinary penny, but hold on tight because by the end of this video, you might just find yourself digging through your coin jars, your old collections, or even pocket change in search of one of these little treasures. Why? Because some of these 1979 D pennies are worth not just a few bucks, not just hundreds, but potentially thousands of dollars. Let's get into it. The 1979 D Lincoln cent was struck at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D Mint mark located just below the year. This was part of the iconic Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which ran from 1959 to 2008. These coins featured the familiar profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the stately Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Now, the Lincoln cent has been around since 1909, and it holds the title of the longest-running coin design in American history. But what makes the 1979 D penny so special? Well, for starters, in 1979, over 4.1 billion Lincoln cents were minted in Denver alone. That's right, billions with a B. So why would anyone care about such a common coin? Because among those billions, there are rarities, errors, and high-grade examples that command serious cash in today's collector market. That's where things get interesting. Let's talk about what this coin is made of. The 1979 D Lincoln cent is composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc. That's important because starting in 1982, the U.S. Mint switched to primarily zinc-based pennies due to rising copper costs. So, your 1979 D penny still contains that classic high copper content, and with today's metal prices, the melt value of the copper alone is already higher than 1 cent. That's not legal to melt, but it does add to the appeal. Lincoln's profile on the obverse, facing right. Liberty to the left and the date, 1979, with the D Mint mark to the right. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial stands proud, flanked by the words, United States of America, and the motto, E Pluribus Unum. Okay, now for the juicy part. How much is a 1979 D Lincoln penny worth today? in circulated condition, most of these coins are only worth face value, 1 cent. But wait, if you have a high-grade, uncirculated example, especially one graded MS66, MS67, or even MS68 red, RD, by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, you're looking at serious money. Some examples in MS67 red have sold for anywhere between $300 to over $1,000 depending on the market. But here's where it gets wild. There have been reported auction prices and rare instances where an exceptional specimen fetched values nearing or even exceeding $5,000. That's right, $5,000 for a single penny. One of the top recorded prices was approximately $5,850, which is an astonishing amount for a coin that many people overlook completely. Why so high? Because condition matters. The fewer marks, the more original luster, the stronger the strike, the more desirable the coin. Add in any rare die varieties or mint errors, and the value just skyrockets. Collectors go crazy over mint errors. Here are some key errors to look out for on 1979 D pennies. Center strikes. If your coin's design is off-center, it's worth more. A 10 to 15% off-center strike can fetch $50 to $150 or more. Double die obverse or reverse. Look for doubling in the inscriptions like Liberty or In God We Trust. A strong double die can bring hundreds to even thousands of dollars. Clipped planchets. These errors occur when the coin blank is improperly cut, and a portion of the coin is missing. Depending on how dramatic the clip is, values can go from $20 to over $200. Die cracks and cuds, raised lines or blobs of metal caused by die damage can increase a penny's value to serious collectors. So don't just check the front and back, look closely, use a magnifier, and compare your coin to certified examples online. You might be wondering, how can I tell if my 1979 D penny is valuable? First, check the condition. Is it shiny, uncirculated, and free of scratches or wear? Second, use a magnifying glass or microscope to look for any doubling, errors, or unusual features. Third, consider sending your coin for professional grading to PCGS or NGC if you think you have a high-grade or rare variety. Finally, if it turns out to be valuable, you can sell it through eBay, heritage auctions, or coin dealers. Just make sure to do your homework and don't rush to sell without knowing what you've got. So the next time you get change at the store, or you're sorting through a box of old coins, keep your eyes peeled for the 1979 D Lincoln penny. It might not look like much at first glance, but in the right condition, or with the right error, it could be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Coin collecting isn't just a hobby, it's a treasure hunt. And sometimes, the most valuable things are hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of pennies, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to RFCoins, and turn on notifications so you never miss a video about rare coins and hidden gems. Let me know in the comments, have you ever found a valuable penny? Have you checked your 1979 D yet? Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy hunting. Would you like me to add images or animations ideas for the video as well? Welcome back to RFCoins, your one-stop destination for everything rare, valuable, and mind-blowing about coins. Today, we are diving deep into a coin that might just be sitting in your pocket or piggy bank right now, and guess what? It could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Yes, we are talking about the 1989 D Lincoln cent, that tiny 1-cent piece with a hidden treasure of value, history, and collector magic. So, buckle up and stick with me till the end, because what you learn today might just make you run to your coin jar immediately. Let's begin. First things first, let's go back in time. The year is 1989. The Berlin Wall is still standing, the internet is still in its infancy, and in the U.S. Mint's Denver facility, a seemingly ordinary batch of pennies is rolling off the press. But within those copper-plated zinc coins, some were minted with such tiny errors and unique features that decades later, they're catching fire in the coin-collecting world. The D mint mark stands for Denver, where over 5.3 billion of these pennies were minted. Yes, billions. So, what makes a coin so common, potentially worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars? Stick around. You're going to find out. Now, let's take a close look at the design. The obverse, or front, shows the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design first appeared in 1909 and has become one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. On the reverse side, we have the Lincoln Memorial, with even the tiny statue of Lincoln visible inside the monument if you look closely with a magnifying glass. This reverse was designed by Frank Gasparo and was in circulation from 1959 to 2008. While the 1989 D penny might look like any other, it's what you can't see immediately that makes all the difference. Now we're getting into the good stuff, the money-making secrets hiding in these coins. Some 1989 D pennies show doubling on the date, mint mark, or Liberty. If you find one of these, it could be worth $100 to $1,000 plus depending on condition. If the coin was not properly aligned when struck and you have a 1989 D penny with an center design, even 10 to 20% off, it could be worth $50 to $300 or more. This one's super popular with Lincoln cents. It's where a die break forms a small between the B and E in Liberty. These quirky little errors can bring in $5 to $50, sometimes more. Some 1989 D coins have a repunched D mint mark, where the D appears doubled or misaligned. These can go for $20 to $100 plus based on grade. If a 1989 D penny was mistakenly struck on the wrong metal disc, like a dime or a foreign coin, it becomes extremely valuable. These errors can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on weight and composition. So, grab a magnifying glass, check your coins, and look closely, because you could be sitting on a gold mine disguised as a penny. Now let's talk numbers. How much is your 1989 D Lincoln cent worth today, a circulated 1989 D penny without any rare features or errors? It's usually worth face value. But a high-grade uncirculated example, say, MS65 or higher, can bring $5 to $20, sometimes more if it has that shiny red luster collectors love. Coins graded MS67 red, these can sell for $150 to $300 or more, depending on demand. But here's the showstopper: a rare 1989 D Lincoln cent with both a valuable error and a high grade has sold in auctions for values as high as $585.51. Yes, almost $600 for a single penny. And if market interest spikes or new varieties are discovered, this number could go even higher. Collectors today are willing to pay a premium for coins with eye appeal, strong strikes, and certified grades. That's why getting your coin graded by NGC or PCGS could turn a common-looking penny into a certified treasure. Now, you're probably wondering, how do I find one of these gems? Always check your pocket change. Yes, even today. White heavy checkmark by coin rolls from banks and hunt through them. White heavy checkmark, use a good 10x magnifying glass to spot those tiny minting errors. White heavy checkmark, learn how to grade coins and compare yours to examples online. White heavy checkmark, join coin forums and watch videos, like this one, to stay updated on hot varieties and price changes. Remember, knowledge is power in the coin world. The more you learn, the better your chances of spotting that diamond in the rough. So there you have it, the 1989 D Lincoln cent, a coin that proves even the smallest things can hold huge value. From historical design to rare errors and skyrocketing market worth, this little penny has a big story to tell. Now it's your turn. Go check your jars, your drawers, your pockets, anywhere a penny might be hiding. You could be holding onto a small fortune without even knowing it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to RFCoins for more amazing content, and hit that bell icon so you never miss out on coin values, rare finds, and collecting secrets. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare penny or have a 1989 do you want me to take a look at. Let's talk coins in the comments. Until next time, keep collecting, keep hunting, and stay curious. This is RFCoins, signing off. See you in the next video. Would you like me to create a YouTube description or thumbnail text for this video too? Welcome back to RFCoins, the ultimate place for rare finds, hidden gems, and coins that could make you richer than you ever imagined. If you've got some old pennies lying around, listen up. Because today, we're diving deep into a coin that many people overlook, but collectors are going crazy for. I'm talking about the 1990 Lincoln cent, also known as the 1990 Lincoln penny, a coin that might be sitting quietly in your pocket change, in a jar at home, or hiding in an old piggy bank. But this little copper beauty? It could be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Stick with me, because what you learn today might just make you a fortune. Let's go back to 1990, a year of big moments in pop culture, politics, and yes, in the world of coins. The Lincoln cent had been in production for over 80 years by then, having first been introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and it's become one of the most collected coins in American history. Now, most people think the Lincoln penny is just your average 1-cent coin. But the 1990 version has some hidden surprises that could change your luck entirely. Let's break down what makes the 1990 Lincoln penny so special. In 1990, the U.S. Mint produced these pennies at several facilities, mostly in Philadelphia and Denver, with a smaller batch struck as proofs in San Francisco. Now, here's where things get really interesting. The 1990 S-proof Lincoln cent, that's the one struck in San Francisco, normally has a small S mint mark under the year. But a rare mistake happened that year. A tiny number of these coins were accidentally struck without the S mint mark. Collectors call this the no S-proof Lincoln cent. And it is one of the rarest modern pennies ever made. Only a few of these have ever been discovered. And guess what? If you have one of these, no S, 1990 proof pennies sitting in your collection, you're not holding 1 cent, you're holding a gold mine. One of these 1990 no S proof Lincoln cents was sold for over $20,000 at auction. Yes, $20,000, for a penny, but even the regular 1990 pennies can be valuable, especially if they're in pristine condition. So how do you know if your penny is worth anything? Here's what to look for. First, flip the coin and look at the date. You want to see 1990. Next, check if there's a mint mark underneath the date. D means it was minted in Denver. No mark means Philadelphia. S means San Francisco, but watch out. If it's a proof coin with NOS, it could be the rare one. Now examine the coin's condition. A coin in mint state, that means it looks brand new, with no scratches, no signs of wear, and shiny luster, can be worth much more than a worn one. Even regular 1990 pennies in MS65 or MS66 condition can sell for $10 to $50, and sometimes more depending on the market. That's a pretty good return for a 1-cent coin, right? But if you're lucky enough to have a rare variety, like the no S proof, or a penny with an error, like a double die, off-center strike, or clipped planchet, you could be looking at hundreds or thousands of dollars in value. So let's talk about grading. The condition of your coin plays a huge role in its value. Coin collectors use a scale called the Sheldon scale, ranging from 1 to 70. A coin graded MS70 is perfect. Most coins in circulation are way lower than that. To get your coin graded professionally, you can send it to companies like, and trust me, a good grade can turn your penny from pocket change into serious cash. Now, let's talk numbers. The current collector market value for rare and high-grade 1990 Lincoln cents has surged. Thanks to growing demand from collectors and investors, these coins have recently been selling for up to $585.51 and even more in select auctions. That's right, folks, $585.51 for a penny. Imagine finding 10 of these in your coin jar, and this is just the beginning. As more people become interested in coin collecting, the value of these modern rarities is expected to climb even higher. So, check your change, dig through your old collections, and look closely at every 1990 penny you come across. Because what looks like a plain copper coin might just be your ticket to a nice little payday. So now you know, the 1990 Lincoln cent is not just a common penny. It's a piece of American history, a potential collector's gem, and maybe even your next big discovery. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to RFCoins, and hit the bell so you never miss out on future videos where we explore rare coins, hidden treasures, and real stories of people just like you finding thousands in their pocket change. And don't forget to drop a comment below. Have you ever found a rare 1990 penny? Got a question about your coin? Let's chat. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and remember, in the world of coins, Every penny counts. Let me know if you'd like a version with visuals or callouts for editing, or if you want to turn this into a series with other coin years too. Welcome back to RFCoins, the channel where coins come alive and history shines through copper, silver, and gold. If you're a coin collector, history lover, or just someone curious about what that old penny in your drawer could be worth, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into the world of the 1991 Lincoln cent, one of the most interesting pennies minted in modern times. You might think a penny is just 1 cent, but wait until you hear what some of these have sold for. From pocket change to rare coin auctions, the story of the 1991 Lincoln penny is one you don't want to miss. So get ready, because this small coin could hold big value. The Lincoln cent has been a staple of American coinage since 1909, when it was introduced to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, a huge shift in American numismatic history. By 1991, the Lincoln penny had been in circulation for over 80 years. But that year, something interesting happened in the world of coin production. The composition of the penny had already changed in 1982, from solid copper to a copper-plated zinc core. This meant the 1991 Lincoln penny was struck on a coin that was 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, weighing about 2.5 grams. But don't be fooled, despite its small size and cheap material, certain 1991 Lincoln cents are now commanding serious prices in the collector's market. Here's where things get exciting. Not all 1991 Lincoln cents are created equal. Some are worth exactly 1 cent, while others have been sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. 1991 D, struck at the Denver Mint. 1991 S, a proof coin struck at the San Francisco Mint. Each one has its own potential for value based on rarity, condition, and errors. Most 1991 pennies you'll find in circulation are heavily worn. But if you have a mint state coin, especially graded MS 67 or higher by PCGS or NGC, the value jumps dramatically. For example, a 1991 D Lincoln penny in MS 68 red sold for over $1,000 at auction. Even regular business strike coins in MS 66 red condition can fetch between $20 to $60 depending on demand. These are special coins made for collectors. They have a mirror-like surface and sharp details. While many 1991 S-proof Lincoln cents are worth between $1 to $5, a perfect PR70 deep cameo example can fetch up to $50 or more. Some ultra-rare deep cameo proofs with zero flaws have gone for even higher in collector circles. This is where coin collectors' dreams come true. The 1991 penny is known for several error coins, and some of these have sold for staggering amounts. Some 1991 pennies show signs of doubling on the date or on the letters of Liberty and In God We Trust. These doubled dies are extremely collectible. A verified DDO penny in high grade can sell for $100 to $300 or more, depending on the sharpness of the doubling and the condition. Pennies struck off-center, where the design is shifted from the center of the coin, are fascinating and collectible. A 1991 Lincoln penny struck 40 to 60% off-center with a visible date and mint mark can sell for $50 to over $150. This is a small die break between the letters B and E in Liberty, creating what looks like the word BIE. These are minor errors but still fun for collectors and can sell for $5 to $20. Imagine a penny struck on a dime blank. These are ultra-rare and could sell for hundreds, even thousands, depending on the exact mistake. Let's talk numbers. As of today, the market is hot for vintage Lincoln cents, and 1991 is no exception. Circulated 1991 pennies are typically worth 1 to 5 cents, depending on condition. Uncirculated 1991 D or no mint mark coins in high grades can fetch $10 to $100 plus. Rare error coins can reach values of $300 to over $1,000, especially if slabbed and graded by PCGS or NGC. The highest recorded sale of a 1991 Lincoln cent with an error or in MS 68 red quality can exceed $2,000, and the market is still growing. With new collectors entering the hobby and rare varieties being discovered each year, the value of these pennies could continue to rise. Right now, the estimated market average for select 1991 Lincoln pennies in top condition is around $585.5106. Yes, You heard that right. Over $500 for a single penny. Here's what you can do right now to find treasure in your pocket. Check the date and mint mark carefully, look for any visible errors, doubling, off-center strike, weird spacing, use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe for close inspection, weigh the coin. If it doesn't weigh around 2.5 grams, it could be a rare planchet error. Compare your coin to certified examples online or get it graded by PCGS or NGC. Even a coin worth 1 cent could become a small fortune if it's the right variety in the right condition. So, next time you get a penny in your change, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look. Because that 1991 Lincoln cent might just be your golden ticket. Whether it's a mint error, a rare variety, or just an incredibly well-preserved coin, it could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Thanks for watching RFCoins, where we bring the value of history right to your screen. Smash that like button if you learned something new today. Hit subscribe if you love coins as much as we do. And drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare penny or want me to feature your coin in an upcoming video. Until next time, keep collecting, keep discovering, and keep hunting those hidden treasures, because sometimes, 1 cent is all it takes. Would you like me to turn this into a downloadable PDF script or add visuals ideas for each section to help with editing? Welcome back to RFCoins, your #1 place for all things coins, treasures, and hidden gems in your pocket change. If you love hunting for valuable coins, learning fascinating coin history, and staying up to date with the market, you're in the right place. So smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into something absolutely wild today. We're diving deep into a coin that could literally change your life if you find it, the 1992 Lincoln cent. Yep, that little 1 cent penny you might have thrown in your piggy bank years ago could now be worth thousands of dollars. Some rare varieties of this coin have sold for over $25,000, and we're going to show you exactly what to look for. So don't blink, you could miss something valuable. The Lincoln cent has been a staple of American coinage since 1909, when it was first introduced to celebrate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin featured Lincoln's portrait on the obverse, making it the first U.S. coin to honor a real person. Fast forward to 1992, a year that most people wouldn't think twice about when it comes to pennies. But guess what? That's the year something incredible happened. It was a transition year, a time when the U.S. Mint was preparing to tweak the coin design, and in doing so, they made a few rare, tiny, but insanely valuable errors. The normal 1992 penny has what's called a close AM design on the reverse. That's the back side of the coin. But what makes 1992 truly legendary is the wide AM variety, which was never meant to exist. We'll get to that soon. Keep watching, because this is where the money starts flowing. Let's talk about design features. On the obverse, we have the classic Abraham Lincoln portrait. Below him is the date, 1992, and the mint mark if it has one. The reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial, and if you look closely at the word America, you'll see what separates a regular penny from a jackpot. On most 1992 cents, the A and M in America are nearly touching. That's called a close AM design, and it's what you're supposed to see. But a few pennies, only a handful, were struck with the 1993 style reverse, where there's a clear space between the A and the M. That's the wide AM, and that's the gold mine. Here's the juicy part. How did this rare variety even come to be? Well, in 1993, the U.S. Mint initially changed the reverse design of the penny. They spaced out the A and M in America slightly, creating what we now call the wide AM. But somehow, a few 1992 pennies were struck with the 1993 reverse design. That's not supposed to happen. Coin experts believe it was an accidental die mix-up at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. These rare errors, the 1992 wide AM and 1992 D wide AM, are now some of the most sought-after modern U.S. coins in existence. Alright, let's talk numbers. How much are these rare 1992 pennies actually worth today? As of recent sales and market trends, a 1992 wide AM penny in uncirculated condition can sell for $5,000 to $15,000, depending on the grade. But it doesn't stop there. A mint state specimen sold for over $25,000 in auction, and here's where it gets even crazier. even circulated examples, if they're in good condition and have that rare wide AM, can still bring in hundreds to thousands of dollars. So that penny in your junk drawer? It could be worth a fortune. The market is hot right now, and collectors are hunting for these coins like never before. With the value reaching up to $5.85, $51.05 in combined sales over time, these rare 1992 pennies are one of the hottest modern collectibles out there. Don't miss out. So you're probably wondering, how do I find one of these coins? It's easy to start. Grab a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe and take a look at every 1992 penny you have. Flip it over and focus on the AM in America. If there's a visible space between the A and the M, congratulations, you may have found the wide AM. If you think you found a 1992 wide AM, don't spend it. First, store it safely. Use a coin flip or capsule to protect it. Getting your coin graded will authenticate it and boost its value significantly in the eyes of collectors. Once graded, you can list it on auction sites like Heritage Auctions, Great Collections, or even eBay with certified backing. Who would have thought a 1-cent coin from 1992 could be worth thousands of dollars? But that's the magic of coin collecting. Hidden treasures are out there, and sometimes, they're right in your spare change. The 1992 Lincoln cent is a perfect example, a common coin with an extraordinary twist that turns it into a collector's dream. So check your pennies, search your rolls, hit the bank, look through coin jars, and keep hunting. You never know when you'll strike gold with copper. If you found this video helpful and you're excited to start searching for that hidden treasure in your pocket, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to RFCoins, and turn on that notification bell so you never miss a rare coin alert. Let us know in the comments, have you ever found a rare penny? Do you want us to cover another special coin next? We read every comment and love hearing from you. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy hunting, and may every coin bring you closer to your next big find. Would you like a version of this with timestamps or as a blog post too?